Hi there, I'm Christine Lucas with Complete Mind and Body, and a lot of you know me from being a holistic health and nutrition counselor. I have been with Complete Mind and Body for the past 9 years. I can't believe it's actually been 9 years, and I've been honored to support the transformation of so many amazing people in their journey in healing and health. And I too have gone through quite a journey over the last 9 years. Well, actually, I'd probably say the last 20 something years when I decided to become a vegetarian. So with that being said, my good friend Michelle, who's also known as Banana Blondie 108, suggested that I start my own YouTube channel. So thank you, Michelle. That's what I'm going to start doing. And what a better way to chronicle my journey into this sort of high carb, fruit and root lifestyle. Now, many of you know that I've been very, very passionate about raw foods for probably about the past 4 or 5 years. And throughout the journey, I have gone through so many different variations of raw food. There's, of course, the gourmet raw foods. I'm raw chef certified, so I've made all kinds of fantastic foods and healthy foods, salads, creations, dehydrated food, desserts, lots of nut-heavy, fat-heavy food. And I think that my weight since starting this journey has really gone up and down. It's really been quite a yo-yo. I would say that every year I gain about 10 or 15 pounds and lose that weight, 10 or 15 pounds, but it seems like I always gain it back. And that's just not normal. So what I've decided to do is experiment with this high carb lifestyle. I know carbs, they're very scary, but they're really not. And what I'm finding with the high carb lifestyle is that there's an incredible amount of energy. So throughout this journey, many of you may have heard of, you may or may not have heard of the 80-10-10 diet, which is Douglas Graham's diet, and it's very, very fruit heavy. Now, coming from having been at Hippocrates Health Institute and this sort of series of on and off intermittent fasting and juicing and tons of raw foods with no sugar whatsoever. I could go a year, I think I probably had, without having any fruit or any kind of grains for that matter. And yes, I did lose weight. Yes, I felt good. I slimmed down. My candida issues went away. But what I have found is it is not sustainable for me. It's not enough energy. It's not enough calories. And I attribute that to why I have gained weight, because I can't stay on the lifestyle. I do it for a while and I feel good, but then I'm just hungry. So my friend Michelle Banana Blondie 108 has convinced me that if I eat a ton of fruit, tons of calories of fruit, that's not going to happen. So I looked into that a little bit, and what I have discovered is this. The idea is if you have a very high carb intake, a lot of fruit, you can have roots, you can have some grains too. You have to keep the fat low, very, very low at about 10%. And that's really difficult to do because although on raw food I was not eating a lot of fat, so I thought, or at least I was eating the good fats. I was having some avocado, a little bit of olive oil in my dressings, maybe some olives. Of course, there were chia and hemp and all the great omega-3 fatty acids. So I was doing all the right things with my fat, but I believe that if you are eating too much of that fat, then you can't have as many carbohydrates. And here's why. When you eat a lot of fruit, when you eat a lot of carbohydrates, first of all, sugar is the basis of what our cells really truly need. Glucose is what we need to have energy. And when we eat enough fruit and when we eat enough carbohydrates, that can be used by our body very rapidly. First, it goes through our digestive system, then it goes into our bloodstream through the intestinal walls, and then it should move into the cells to give us energy. Here's the problem. If you have had too much fat, sugar is actually going to get trapped in the bloodstream. It almost doesn't allow it to move through that third stage of going into the cells to giving you that energy. So you do feel weighted down, and you end up with a whole host of issues, blood sugar issues, a high insulin, a taxed pancreas, and then it can also lead to problems with yeast, with candida, or even diabetes, or other illnesses, if you will, or other issues, sugar-related issues, and weight gain as a result of that. So nobody wants that. Nobody wants to deal with it. So yes, it makes sense. Sure, stay away from fruit, stay away from sugar, stay away from carbohydrates. But the problem is you're hungry, I'm hungry, and it's impossible for us to stay on this. So if you reduce your fat intake, then the sugar does not get trapped in that stage where it's just kind of floating around in your bloodstream, causing a whole host of issues. And it allows it to go into your cells to give you the energy that you need. So what I've decided to do is to start a YouTube channel that will chronicle my journey into the high carb lifestyle. You'll see me talk a lot about raw till 4, which is basically where you eat mostly fruit all day. And then at the end of the day, you can have some salads and some cooked actual potatoes. But of course, there's not going to be any oils. This is all baked. So I'll explain how I go through this each day as we go along. And I'm ready to really just put it all out on the table. See my fruit? Wait, there's my fruit in the background. That's just a little bit of it. And see what happens and see if I can actually drop the extra weight that I have put on yet again and slim down and stay there. Thank you for staying with me. Please subscribe to my channel down below and give it a thumbs up. And I will see you tomorrow.